our firefighters, everyone that puts themselves in harm's way to protect one another, that truly emulates your love and the things that you would have for us. We ask that you will watch over those that are protecting our country, that you will keep them safe. And we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And we want to welcome everyone here today to our next to last fiscal court meeting of the year. So we have one more, and then we will conclude 2024. And at this time, we will have our Pledge of Allegiance, and our special guest is Brooke Flynn. She is a 5th grader at Danville Christian Academy, and her parents. Brooke, I'm going to let you introduce who you have with you today.
This is my mom, Samantha.
Your mom, Samantha. Okay, and your dad is Sean, right? Okay. All right, if you all will stand with Brooke, and she will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And Brooke, I have a certificate for you. If you want to come up here. This is in recognition of leading the Pledge of Allegiance for the Boyle County Fiscal Court. And if you will look at Miss Julie, hold your certificate.
I'm trying to get.
Wait, okay.
I just don't want Santa peeping like
Santa, don't be peeping.
Small Tony.
I can't.
All right, thank you so much, and you have a good day at school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's seeing patients this morning, so he couldn't be here. I know he would have loved to see that, but bye.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
for the
day.
opportunity.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good job, Mr. Bowden. Okay, approve prior minutes. We have minutes from November 26, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion
Motion we
to approve?
approve.
Magistrate Cullen, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, is there any discussion on the minutes?
Judge, yes, there's a critical discussion at the top of page 2, about 5 lines, actually starts 6 lines from the bottom of the first paragraph where it starts Magistrate Gay. It's not clear there. Magistrate Gay made the point that he would recommend a referendum of the public. And the suggestion, if you read it the way it is now stated, does not have that in there. And it suggests that the court on its own could make the determination. So for clarity for the public that Magistrate Gay's recommendation was, and it's on the tape, I went back and somewhere between minutes 48 and 52 that Magistrate Gay made that recommendation. So I think the word prior to the comment about the court would be something to the effect that through a referendum.
Okay. Okay, we can make that change and we can go ahead and approve the minutes with the change requested.
I feel like, I understand, I appreciate your clarification, Tom, but I feel like it does say that already. But
Without any reference to the public involvement, it doesn't say it.
it says that way the citizens get to decide. So,
It says the taxing
That's a very
district be voted
obtuse
on, so.
reference.
okay.
Okay, I see what he's saying.
All right, I think it can be a little more clarified, but that's a good point.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So we have, thank you, Magistrate Ellis. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as the requested change.
Yep.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Thank you very much. Budget transfers.
We have budget transfers, and I just wanted to let you all know on the fleet account, we had funds in the wrong line, the 4910.
So we're just gonna move them to to a vehicle repair line. We had,
Okay.
DLG had let me know that we had put them in the wrong line, because that's just the transfer line.
Okay.
I moved those. Those, just the budget transfers.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Magistrate Gates, or second?
Second.
Second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion on budget transfers? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Cash transfers?
I have a cash transfer going from the general fund to the interest-bearing account for $750,000.
Make that motion to approve the cash transfer.
Second.
Okay, do we want to approve them as a whole, or do you want to approve them individually?
Because I have interfunds too. but-
Yeah, let's do them all together.
Okay.
Interfund from the general fund to the road department for $100,000. From general to jail, $400,000. General to EMS, $200,000. And general to fleet, $10,000.
Okay, I have a motion by Magistrate Gates, or a second?
Second.
Magistrate Cullen, any discussion on the cash transfers, or interfund transfers? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. And now thank you, Shannon. We will approve the bills. Ms. Elena?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Alrighty, in your packet, you're gonna see that your bills total $3,834,259.65, and there are no last minute add-ons.
Yay!
That's good. I make a motion, we approve the bills.
Motion
Second.
to approve the bills, Magistrate Bodner, second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you,
y'all.
ma'am. Okay, we don't have any old business. I'm sorry.
So that was easy.
Oh, yeah, thanks. So we'll go right into new business, and first up is Jailer Brian Wofford, quarterly report. Good morning.
Good morning. So as required by the Department of Corrections, I have to give a quarterly report. This will be my last one for the year, and this is including from December 1st, 2023 till November 30th, 2024. So our Class D outside community work program, we reported a total of 4,592 hours of service to our community. So we provided services in Perryville, Junction City, Danville, and rural areas of Boyle County. So based upon an hourly rate of $15, they provided a labor savings of $68,880. So it's good. So our Class D building maintenance work program, we recorded a total of 3,656 hours of labor. And basically they provide services to the facility, repairing, painting, anything like that to the facility. So based on $18 an hour, that's a labor savings of $65,808, not including the benefits to the Boyle County Fiscal Court. So our Class D kitchen laundry work program recorded 35,776 hours. So basically they prepare meals, cleaning, sanitizing, kitchen cleaning, those kinds of things, appliances, cookware. So based on $15 an hour, they provided a labor savings of $536,640, and that's not including benefits. So grand total of man hours provided by our Class D work program is 44,024 hours, which is a grand total of gross cost savings to the county and community of $671,328.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
so our bookings for the year, we booked in 2,427. We released 2,446. Our average daily population is 184, and I think that's a little high compared to where we've been the last few months, but when you average in the first part of the year, we had more numbers, so I think that's affecting that. And on our budget, we are approximately, as of the 30th, we are 5.11 or $342,000 under budget. And that's to take in also, we're fully paid on some of our insurance, workman's comp, and those things are paid for the year. So we're where we need to be for our budget on the year.
Good deal.
Our jail metrics, which we have the jail core, which is paid for out of Canteen. If you're out there, that's the little orange looking iPhone and where they're scanning the walls. So isolation observations, we performed 388,048. Inmate activities tracked, 667,000. 313,824 head counts performed, 7,770 items issued, self-checks performed 296,014, inmate locations tracked 23,625, log entries 185. So total activities performed in 1 year is 1,166,133,000. So that equals to basically 3,194 per hour. And they break it down, it's $15.97 per 12-hour shift. That's with 5 to 7 per shift. So we also completed, our jail staff also completed 2,449 total hours of training.
Awesome.
And then one update. So we thought we had the leak on the roof fixed before we replaced the cap. It's back. So, and that runs down between 2 cells. Magistrate Harm is very familiar with this. He battled it when he was there. So we've went and just capped it off, and we keep a sump pump up there, so every time it rains, my maintenance deputy has to go up and pump the water off. That's the only way we can keep it, because it's coming between the walls and going into the cells.
So is it stopped up
Well,
again, or just?
it's something in the walls. We thought maybe it was the ring,
Yeah.
because it has that vinyl roof on it. So they were wanting like $15,000 or something to come in and do what we did for basically $25. And we thought we had it fixed, but I think where the building has settled and the pipes run between the walls, I think there's some damage in there so we've tried everything. Barry tried everything. So
we did everything and just couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
So we've capped it off, and that keeps all the water out.
It was done in the construction process.
Okay.
It was brand new.
Yeah.
So we just capped it off, and that way no water gets to it.
Okay.
And then we just take a sump pump and pump the water off.
Okay.
So we also just had our jail inspection. Basically, they wrote us up for 3 things. We were overpopulated in 3 cells, which a lot of that's, which shocked me, because we really don't have a lot of inmates, and we don't have a lot of state inmates.
New inspector?
She's been around for a little bit. She's come a couple times, but they have to justify.
Yeah, they got to do something.
So, but now, as of today, it's corrected itself. So we're back, and we've already responded to that.
Okay.
So now's the fun part for you all. So when Barry Harmon was Jailer Harmon, and he fought very hard for fiscal court to put in 24-hour medical, which is something that's needed. Because usually when something's going to go wrong, it's going to be in the middle of the night. Yep. When they bring somebody in really bad shape. So he fought very hard to get 24-hour, 7-day-a-week medical coverage. So when I come into office, one of the things I've always tried to do is bring some money back out of the canteen to cover that, because we're technically not required to have the 24/7. But I'm glad we do. It benefits the jail, it benefits fiscal court. So I'd like to present you all with a $25,000 check to go toward.
I'll pay you.
Thank you. I'll touch it, and then I'll pass it down to Shannon.
So I think since I've been jailer, I've actually returned about $130,000, $150,000 back to the fiscal court to cover the cost of medical.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for your transparency.
that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you for your report.
Yeah, need some trash pickup going towards the convenience center anytime y'all can ever work it out. It's starting to get bad.
We'll do that. Now, we do kind of slow down when the weather gets cold,
Yeah,
and I'm using them on the inside. We are currently tearing up old tile
Right.
and painting, but when we get good days,
Some
I'll
good days.
definitely let
All
Chad
right.
know. We'll put
Thank
that on
you.
the list.
Can you
Appreciate it.
send Katina those numbers that you, or do you have them?
That's a lot to listen to.
A lot of numbers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you all. All right, I've got another meeting, so.
Okay, have a good day. Thank you.
Everybody.
Okay, at this time, we were going to reappoint EMA Director Brian Caldwell, and he is present. he will serve another 2-year term, at which time he will be reappointed again for 2 or 4. So I need a motion
I'll
to
make that motion.
Magistrate Gay, second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? Brian does a fine job. He's always available for whatever emergency is out there, so appreciate the job that he does.
Yes, thank you.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Tom is stuck. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. I was gonna tell you I didn't have a $25,000 check.
Next time.
Bryce, can I get a picture?
Oh,
You want to get a picture? You can just stand there. Just don't put it on.
oh, okay, yeah.
Just stand there.
Just stand right there, yeah.
That's good.
With sand or without?
Thank you. Okay, Perryville Ethics Committee, Perryville City Commission reappointed Paul Dean to the Ethics Committee last Thursday night, and so we want to recognize that, and we also want to approve the appointment to the Boyle County Ethics Commission. So if I can get a motion.
Make that motion.
Magistrate Cullen, second by Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Let it be
Motion
known, Magistrate made the motion.
Magistrate Ellis can have my,
It's
my
a
motion.
Or mine.
delay.
Oh, okay, all right, we got you, Magistrate Ellis. Okay, Paul, I've got a certificate.
Thank you.
This is for a term ending November 30th, 2028. So, got a 3-year term, 4-year term. All right.
Oh,
Okay, thank you, sir. Congratulations, and we appreciate the work you do for the county.
Thank you.
Yep. Sorry, Kyle, I'm just moving right along.
That's quite all right.
Okay, next we have a certificate of appointment to the Parksville Water District Board, and that is Stephen Mays, and I don't think Stephen is here.
No, I haven't seen
I
him.
had spoken to him and he said he was coming.
Said he was coming. Okay, well, something may
Is he
have
outside,
happened.
by chance?
He's, yeah, he's not
Jamie, you're on
out.
door duty. I'm on door duty.
Door duty.
Yep, Steve's not here.
Stephen Mays.
No, Stephen?
No, Steve.
Okay. All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Don't move.
Too late. I'll give you the first one, not the second one.
How about we do motion made by Magistrate Bodner, second by Magistrate Ellis,
Seriously?
and
Point of order, Judge.
Point of order.
Hey, you
Just
get
want to
down.
point out the quality of the folks in my district because all 3 of these that we have just voted on are in my district. Thank you.
of course they are.
Of course they are.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the appointment? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Motion carries. This is for a term ending January 1, 2029. Okay, next we have member of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Susan Megilligan, and she just walked in. Thank you, Susan. Like to reappoint Susan to CVB with a term ending December 31st, 2027.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Magistrate Cullen, second by Magistrate Gay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion passes. All right, Susan, I have a certificate for you.
Motion and
You'll
pass.
come right over here, Miss Julie, and look at your pretty, oh, he's, yeah, we got Christmas going on, yeah.
Feel the salmon, that'll move
Say,
right
move
along.
right along.
Yeah.
There we go.
Where you going?
Thank you so much. Thank you for serving, and appreciate the work that you do. Thank you.
I'm going
Thank
for
you.
warm. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day, Merry Christmas.
You as well.
All right, we have 2 Extension Board appointments. One could not be here today due to positive COVID test, and the other one I was not able to reach. So the one is Kenzie Heisel, and this is for a term ending December 31st, 2027. If I can get a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Motion carries. Second one is Kim Kernan as a member of the Boyle County Extension Board with a term ending December 31st, 2027.
Make that motion.
Magistrate Gay,
Second.
second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, thank you. All right, next up is Great American Brass Band Festival update. Miss Michael, come on up.
All right, good morning.
Good morning. Long time no see.
Long time no
Yeah.
see. I'm thrilled to be here doing my very first report. So
Yes.
this is going to be fun.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to this.
Thank you.
You have in front of you, or you should have some numbers in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
and we will go through those numbers. I'll try not to read too many of them at you and talk at you too much, but it'd be easier for you to reference and look at them and have them in front of you. So what I have on these sheets is numbers that the board and I use to kind of assess our progress, track where we are, look at our growth, and use all those numbers to give us a sense of where we ended the year and what we're looking at for next year, and what's worked, what hasn't, and fortunately I've got a lot of great stuff I can report to you. There's quite a few numbers on here, but we'll just go down the list and I'll explain a few of these things. Very first and foremost, attendance. That's always the burning question, and easily that's always the hardest number to figure out when you don't have a fenced-in perimeter and you've got a free ticketed festival. It's really hard to gauge how many people are there, but we account for these numbers by going through and clicking areas. So good old-fashioned click and count, and I send a few people with those to go check, hey, go count this area at this time, go count that area at that time. And fortunately for this year, this past festival, what was really helpful is I was able to go up to the top of Center College because we had reserved a room up there, the one that directly overlooks the whole lawn. So I was going, I had a good bird's eye view of what was happening. And I'm pleased to report to you that for 2024, we saw a lot of growth for this year, especially for Friday's events, which was Bayou and Brass, which go 5 to 10 in the evening. That event easily doubled because of the move that we made to take it over to Center College instead of having it on Main Street. So as great as Main Street is for having it, I know that in previous years it gets really hot. People get pretty overheated quickly, especially with all the food trucks running, and you've got a lot of people condensed on that street. But by making it, moving it over to Center College, we were able to put it on the lawn, put all the bands on the main stage. It had an upgraded feel immediately. We had more people from the very beginning of it, so really pleased to say that number almost doubled for you, actually more than doubled for you. Thursday night's events also, that's been downtown downbeat, so we, as you remember, that concert series has now been going on since 2023, and since we started that, adding music to the gallery hop, we have increased numbers by over 1,500 people. So we've got people parked in that park all night long. You've got people coming in and out of the restaurants. We don't do food trucks for that very reason, so that we encourage people to go in and out of the businesses as much as possible. So again, clicker counts going through, where are we in this store, I've got, Jeff Jewell's always really good about going into the restaurants and giving me the counts and reporting back to me on how well things are going there. So really pleased to report to you all those numbers, including Saturday's increase, which a couple notes there. We did increase the amount of music for Saturday, so we had a couple extra hours to account for, and I think we would have seen even more folks Saturday night, but we ran into, how many folks were there Saturday? Were you there? It 6 o'clock, it hit, that rain got drizzly, it got cold, I had a jacket on, a lot of people had a jacket on, so several people left at that point, which was unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. And but I'm really glad to say that from about 6:30 on, we had dancing all night long, which in my history of brass band festival attendance, I've not seen it quite so early, and so that was a really nice sight for me as the director to go look and see, oh my gosh, you know, that's exciting. Those groups are getting people out there, they're getting people moving and shaking, and so, you know, the attendance really dropped on Saturday evening, but based on the response, I'm very okay with that fact. Moving along to festival sponsorships. This is an important number because we look at community buy-in here. We look at where we're getting investments from. We look at how many folks, where they're coming from. And pleased to report we have increased sponsorships by $24,000 from 2022. But very proud of that number, and we continue to keep pushing and find more money is the name of the game. And that is a huge thank you to the Boyle County Fiscal Court, by the way, for coming up so big for us this year. That was huge, and we'll just keep continuing to push those numbers and find more investment. Donations increased from last year by $3,100. And Pepsi sales are one of our, and drink sales, Pepsi and water, are one of our biggest sellers for the festival, and also a great way for us to measure how many folks we had there, and we had a 50% increase in Pepsi sales, which was huge. We're very proud of that fact. Beer sales are roughly the same, but I wanted to note to you that we had Wilderness Trail Distillery last year who showed up in another big way sponsorship-wise, and they did, a representative from there told me they did very, very well, and they were very excited about how well they did. So just wanted to make that note to you, as well as just, you know, they made their sales through not only drinks, but they did a brass band commemorative bottle, which sold really well. The label was awesome. And I saw several people walking around with those bottles and looking sharp with those. Another nice level to come up, hospitality pass revenue. You know, these are our way of treating sort of VIPs, the people that want that nice experience to go inside, use the restroom inside. Porta potties are great, but bathrooms are better. And we have increased those sales from 2022 by an additional $1,500, just over. So pleased to report that to you as well. Another great way for us to track, of course, our input and our attendance and people looking, social media, of course, you know, that's a big one. We've increased our followers by 1,300 since last year, which is the largest increase I've seen since coming on into the position. So those are the festival rundown numbers, and again, those are, yeah, I didn't want to read anything to you, but those are all relevant to giving us the best idea of what our progress is, how we're doing, how we're tracking, and pleased to report it's all positive. So
yeah, great.
plus signs are good. Lastly, but not least, just to go over the sheet, we have attendance for Downtown Downbeat, which has been seen 2 very successful years that I'm pleased to report to you. For last year, we had an average attendance of about 300 folks per event. Some were more, some were less. Our highest is always Downtown Downbeat of the Brass Band Festival weekend, so that very first Thursday of that weekend. We had 1,500 folks last year. We bumped that up to 2,000 people last year, and I think that, 2024, and I think that was due to adding a second band there, so people stayed longer, a little more reason to come out. But attendance dropped on the average for 2024, and that's because we had to cancel 2 events right back to back. You know, outdoor rents, it's just the way it goes, but happy to say we closed out with a nice 150 people out at the park, and you know, just right outside, everybody getting down. And J.D. Shelburne, who was, I know Commissioner Jenny Holland's a really big fan of J.D. Shelburne, and he came up from Nashville with his band, and yeah, stole the show for sure that very last night. So those are the numbers I wanted to at least run by you, kind of tell you where we are, what we're looking for 2025, you know, some areas of improvement that we are striving for this year. Obviously money, that goes without saying. Sponsorship, donations, especially in the line of donations, we're trying to increase that. And the best way to do that, we've opened up a Venmo account, and you know, it's a no-brainer, you know, trying to get money in. But obviously marketing, we want to continue to push there. We've increased that budget line some, as much as we could, but got to keep pushing to get the word out to people. I will note to you that both representatives from tourism as well as Wilderness Trail, we talked to a lot of folks. They both obviously were fielding a lot of attention from people and saying that they talked to more newcomers than they had ever talked to in the last few years, and that's really exciting for me as well. Just to be able to say, you know, the amount of times I heard, where has this been? You know, that's a great thing. That way you're getting people's attention, and we're going to continue to bring folks in from, we had several hundreds of folks from the West Coast, which was really cool. I talked to people from Washington State, from California, and then all the way over East Coast as well. So we're getting them in from all over, and just trying to increase those numbers as much as possible, and bring more folks to the county and celebrate who we are and what we do.
I think that's great. Two things.
Sure.
One, I think the downtown downbeat is one of the best additions that we could have done. I mean, it just draws people in, and local talent. I mean, people love to come and hear local talent.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. Second thing is, are you all going to continue to drive the center campus, you know, as far as having activities, the band's playing? Is that going to be the new thing?
Over at Center?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For Bayou and Brass especially, it's, you know, just re-emphasizing that new change. So, you know, the goal is to try to get more people here Thursday night, to try to offset that bit of balance there, the increase of, and some of the loss of people on Friday night. But, you know, with 2,000 folks, we're fairly close. We're fairly close to pretty good numbers there. So we'd like to get another 1,000 if we can next year down to Thursday night. That would be great. But yeah, great question about trying to offset that balance.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? Nope. All right. Well, thank you, Michael.
Thank you all very much.
Merry Christmas.
Great event.
Thank you. Thank you. You're all personally invited to come next
What
year.
are the dates again?
May 29th through the 31st.
Okay.
A little bit earlier this year.
29 through 30.
Okay. Is that the first week or the last weekend?
Last weekend in May.
May, okay. So not the first weekend of June.
No.
No, getting away from that too.
Just working with Center on those dates.
Oh, okay.
That's what they offered us, and we're happy to take
Okay,
it. Yeah.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all.
Okay, Planning and Zoning Director, Michaela Gerry, I never pronounce it right. Gerry, yes. And Jordan Shoemaker. Back in town.
Our very own Jordan Shoemaker.
Our very own Jordan Shoemaker.
Oh wow, it's warm up here. Yeah. Alright, just here for the zone change. Did you already announce the agenda, Trevor?
I have not.
Okay. You want to?
I just announced you.
Okay.
Mikaela is here for a zone change recommendation to approve the zoning map amendment 4637 South Danville Bypass.
Yep. The Danville County Planning and Zoning Commission met in a special called session on November 20th in the Danville City Commission chambers with 7 members present for the zoning map amendment in order to rezone 5 acres located at 4637 South Danville Bypass from agricultural to light industrial. So this is the property that's right next to Apex Plumbing on Stanford Road. If you all are familiar with that, it's the old Temple Baptist Church. Yep. Which is, you know, now Dawson Horkey is looking to purchase it and move their office building out there, and then they're proposing potential future expansion of an 8,000 square foot building if needed. This move just allows them the ability to expand. Yeah, right now their site is in the floodplain, so they don't have a lot of ability to expand where they currently are. Again, the Planning Commission did recommend approval for this. They found it was in agreement with the adopted comprehensive plan. And then I'll just read the last part. Further, I request that this motion include the summary of evidence and testimony presented by the witnesses at this public hearing and proposed amendment conforms with the comprehensive plan, matches the amended future land use map, allowing the resiting of a growing local business, agrees with the plan's economic development goals, and meets the guidance for industrial land use as it contains existing buffers from adjoining properties. And while the plan describes certain locations for industry, this site is otherwise well situated for a business of this nature, and furthermore, the contracting business accommodated by this zone change is not traditional industrial use like manufacturing. As conditions of approval, the property shall not be used for manufacturing, a distillery, or brewery. So,
Who's actually asking for the zone change?
the applicant is.
I can answer that, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
The applicant is Timberton Properties LLC. I represent both Timberton and the church. The reason it's Timberton Properties is, at my recommendation, they're purchasing the property in the name of an LLC, but the members are Rhonda Dawson, Justin Routon. They're the owners of Dawson Horkey. So essentially, the property will be owned as Timberton, but Dawson Horkey will operate their business.
Thank you.
Move we accept the recommendation from planning and zoning and approve the zone change request.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Magistrate Gay, second by Magistrate Bodner. Is there any discussion?
I'm going to recuse myself from this one.
Okay.
My employer is utilizing Dawson Horkey for other stuff, so I'm just going to.
Okay.
I'm going to stay back on this one.
All right. Thank you. Magistrate Ellis, do you have any discussion on the proposed zone change?
Let me get my mute off. No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. All right. So all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you all.
Merry Christmas. Good to see you, Jordan. All right, Public Works, Roger Johnson.
Boy.
Come on in.
Come on in, guys.
Come on in, guys. All right. All
Bringing in
right.
recruits.
I brought him backup.
Oh, man, you did.
Yeah.
Do they know that?
Not really.
Looks like a lineup so far.
We got them all in here. We got them all in here this morning.
It's the post office, yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, get a picture quick. We may have to send this to the post office. Okay, are you gonna do scholars first, or are you gonna do?
Yeah, do scholars
Do
first.
scholars first,
'cause-
okay.
So they can
That's a heck of a group of
get
scholars.
on
Well,
there. Well-educated fellas, I
That's
tell you.
right, that's right.
That's where I go to get my
Stacy.
info.
Dutch, Terry, Ryder, and Matt all got their diplomas for Road Scholars.
Road scholars, that's
Yep,
awesome.
so-
Congratulations, guys.
So, just wanted to recognize them this morning.
Yes,
So,
all right, that's awesome.
yeah.
And that opens them up for,
Well, that opens them up to ask you all to increase their pay.
yes,
So, for their extended education, so,
I'll make that motion.
And
Second, approve that.
I understand that's $1 an hour.
yeah.
That's what we.
Yes,
increase
ma'am.
it. Okay. Have a motion by Magistrate Cullen, second by Magistrate Gay. Any discussion?
Sure it wasn't two.
That's what I heard there,
He wasn't included in the discussion.
It was my understanding $1 and the judge is buying lunch.
Yeah. Or maybe a day off.
All right, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Hi, Peg.
Motion carries. Tom's froze again.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
let's get a picture with our road scholars. Can I just go over here and stand?
Get over here out, Blake.
I'll stand here in the middle somewhere. How
Now
about right here?
Now it's a lineup.
Y'all act like you love
I got
each other.
squeezed in here. All right, how many road scholars do we have now, Roger, total?
8.
That's
great. That's great.
Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. While you're coming back to your seat, these guys have done just an incredible job all over the county. And with all the trees and potholes, thank you, and you guys have a very Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Tom.
all right.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thanks. Yeah.
Tom's buying
Thank
dinner.
Y'all have a good
Thanks,
day.
Merry Christmas.
I can get back to work.
On Thursday, he's buying lunch. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then next we have road paving report.
Yes. So for the fall of 2024 blacktopping report was that we had Yates Road, which is in Paula's district, West Knoblick, and Nosco is in her district. So that was 3 of the roads that's in this fall. Plus Waterworks, we done a mile on Waterworks.
Yes, you did.
And then South Buster Pike, which South Buster Pike was under, they call now the County Priority Projects Program.
Yeah, the funding was in the legislature.
Yes. Yeah, because, you know, that all changed, this, you know, because they're the ones now that tell us if we can get money or
Right.
not, you know, so.
Right.
So that was one of the changes they made in 2024. So that's, so for the spring, we have, in Tom's district, we have, well, we did part of Cranetown
We
this
did the
fall.
bridge.
The
First
bridge part
on
of
Cranetown.
Cranetown, because it was in such a rough place. But then in Tom's district, we're gonna finish parts of Cranetown, Crane School, parts of Coconut, and we're gonna try to see if we can get the west end of Old Springfield Road
Yes.
done this fall, or next spring.
And Washington County's already done their
Their
end
part,
of that, so, yeah.
right,
Yeah, so
right.
it'll
So,
make that whole road.
so we've, total up so far this fall was a little over, 453,000. And I just want to let the court know and everybody know, you know, everybody says, well, my road, this road. Look, it takes $100,000 to do 1 mile of road. So when you say my road, you know, we just got so much money. You know, and it takes $100,000 to do a mile.
Yes.
So, you know, people just need to be patient. You know, when we get to these roads, we have to grade them, see which one's the worst.
Yeah.
And those roads get priority first. So, you know, just because you got a couple little potholes and maybe a little dip in the road, just have some patience. We'll try to get to it as soon as we can.
Yeah.
It might not be this year, but it might be next year.
Well, we're already working on our 25-26
year
list.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and then
What
what
we
we'll do there is we got a few roads listed. Trilly and myself will drive those roads, and then we'll grade them of how we feel. Then we'll turn those into county projects, into the state, and then they grade them. And it has to grade 8 or more.
8, 9, or 10.
8, 9, or 10 before they even consider looking at them. So, as of right now, we have Old Springfield Road and Coconut on that list.
Yeah.
Of priorities. So,
yeah,
that's where we're at on all this.
All right, sounds
The
good.
blacktop
Y'all
and stuff.
been busy. Alan Cutman's been busy. So.
Yes, and that's part of the thing that we got into, and that's the reason some of Tom's roads didn't get done this fall, is because they were working more on the east end of town. Allen Company was.
The important side of town.
Well, now wait, I live on the west end, so you know, I can
So-
Well,
say
they're doing
that,
the
but-
south
The important side of town.
The south and the
But-
east. But they
business
blacktop 127.
So, I mean, that's why those roads got done
Yeah.
pretty quickly,
Yeah.
because, you know, they were already in that area. So, but, you know, well, we don't even talk about the Perryville Road, you know, anyway, but anyway. But that's how come we're at this spring getting those
That magistrate
roads
on the
taken
east
care
doesn't complain as much as the one on the west. That's what it is.
of. Well, I don't know. I'm not getting into that conversation.
Do you want to talk about leaf collection?
That's not on the agenda. I'm sorry.
Good answer. Good answer.
All right, anybody got any questions?
Yeah, questions, comments?
Yeah. Yeah. Get with me
Magistrate
next
Ellis, you
week.
good?
He's great.
He's
Speechless. Go ahead.
I'm understanding. I'm not good on what the state's done, but I'm understanding.
Okay, all right.
That's why he doesn't get stuff done.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, we good?
Yep, we're good.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a good day.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate what
Hey,
you
did all
do.
my stuff come in or just the?
I'll let it.
All right, interim treasurer, Shannon Green,
Sounds good.
budget amendment.
Your signs are in place.
In your packets is the budget amendment. We had an additional $586,000 coming in revenue.
so we.
Woohoo!
Heck yeah.
I think you need to repeat that. I don't think anybody heard it.
An additional $586,000 to come in revenue.
Yay.
We needed to amend our budget.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Magistrate Gay,
Second.
second by Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion? All those in favor of the amendment, the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you.
Can't be part of that.
We have to second.
You're intertwined in that.
Okay, we'll have to do a second reading and then advertise this before it can be finalized.
Okay, I did not have a copy of that, so, on the budget amendment, yeah.
Second page.
No. I didn't have it, so I didn't actually know. Okay, so that's first reading, thank you. First reading of ordinance 0000.1394, amendment 1. Okay, just to clarify. Alrighty, next up, County Administrator Julie Wagner, first reading of the Animal Control Ordinance 842.2.
I added in, we had sort of a trial run at our last meeting, and Magistrate Sleeper asked us to add some language about banning the sale of cats and dogs in public spaces. So if you will turn to page 25 of the ordinance. Notwithstanding any other provision of law, it shall be unlawful for any person to offer for sale any dog or cat at, in, or on any street, public right-of-way, median, park, recreation area, festival, outdoor market, indoor market, booth, yard sale, flea market, roadside stand, temporary site, or parking lot of which such access is authorized by the owner. In other words, there's not many places you can sell a cat or dog except in a pet store or at the shelter.
Well, how does that affect the, like the Humane Society when they are at the Constitution Square?
They are exempt.
Right in this.
They are exempt. It says in here.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, number 2.
Yes.
Yeah, number 2.
Shall not be construed to prohibit the provision of space to an animal rescue group or an animal shelter as defined to publicly showcase dogs or cats available for adoption, provided that the provider does not maintain an ownership interest in any of the animals, which they do not. So.
I'll make a motion that we approve the animal control ordinance.
Okay, I have a motion by Magistrate Gay.
For first reading.
First reading.
Second by Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion on the ordinance?
We took this from Jefferson County or Louisville, their code, so
It's pretty good.
It's been tried and tested.
That's good. Looks good.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries, and that's the first
Judge,
reading.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Thank you, Magistrate Ellis.
Thank you.
Thank you. First reading of Animal Control Ordinance 842.2. Next is RFP for the public safety building, which I am so excited about.
I am too.
Well,
Yes.
Really good.
Let's have a little conversation about this. This would be for architectural engineering design of a public safety building located at 1331 Lebanon Road, which is our almost just under 5-acre parcel. I don't expect you to pass this today. I would like you to read through it and see if the criteria meets what you had in mind. I would like you to look at page 3 though. This is a pretty conservative, maybe you know me, I go a little bit, but rather be careful. If we were to follow this timeline, it would be June 2027 before we finish this project, conservatively. Getting the right firm in could bump that up, but I'm giving like 6-month windows for design and 6-month windows for construction documents. But you can see how long a project like this takes. And I apologize, it's just been really a lot to get this together. So read through the criteria, read through the stuff that I've asked for from the bidders, from the bidding firm. Yes, there is a blank sheet of paper in the middle. I'd like to get this out and give them a 45-day minimum to respond, so my hope is if we could approve this on the 19th, we could get proposals in by Valentine's Day, February 14th. I've also put the evaluation criteria and some background information about our existing conditions of what were the scope of the project, so.
Okay. And so you talked
Very
about,
good.
like, each of the departments, what they really,
yeah.
I figured you talked.
Yeah, and the architect needs to do that.
This
You
is
just
the
kinda
light,
gotta-
yeah.
Yeah.
We give them a starting point,
Yes.
yeah. Mr. Gay, do you have a question?
I was just gonna, for the public's knowledge, I was wanting to know, Julie, if you could maybe just review what
What it is?
department and what this project is, and also for people's information, I think a lot of people know this property is the Clem property,
Yes.
and so that's where this property is located.
It is. It's right across from Berry Plastics on Lebanon Road. We are looking to merge. First of all, the Sheriff's Department is operating out of the courthouse. The sheriff doesn't really have a formal office. There's no interview, witness rooms, evidence storage here. It's very difficult for the sheriff.
Minimum at best.
Yes. So that's the first department we would like to see move into this building with a drive-through window so tax payments can occur without much disruption to traffic there. The EMS department, we have 7 ambulances and 4 chase vehicles, and 3 or 4 of our ambulances cannot be parked inside, the new ones. And so every time they pull into the station, they have to unload all the medications and take them inside. That cuts down on response time. There's a lot of complications with EMS, and we need to get them all under one facility where they can park all their buses and plan for the future. This is a 30-year project. Emergency management, we would like to see them kind of with the first responders. We'd like to have a training room. And then the coroner. The coroner is working out of 3 locations. He's working out of the fire department on Lebanon Road, Government Service Center out at EMS, and then the hospital. So if he does an autopsy, he has to transport the body to the hospital. So we'd like to get him with a good facility where he can counsel families and do his job better and more efficiently. So, and we think we can do that all on the Clem property. Of course, the experts will come in and look at this make sure. But we did purchase that property for this intention.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sounds great to me.
All right, so you all review
Excited.
and come back on the 19th, and if you have any questions or changes or anything, please talk to Julie before the 19th so that we can get those included and have a good draft ready to approve.
I have also sent this to the Center for Procurement in Austin, Texas, or Tempe, Arizona, sorry. And they're gonna look this over too to make sure it's the way it should be, which I'm excited about.
Yes,
So-
very, very much so. Thank you, Julie, for getting that done and getting it presented. It is, it's a lot of work. Okay, next, this is not on our agenda, but I want to real quickly ask Angie if she will come up, and she's going to be having an open house type event and explain to you all what she's doing and some changes that are being made in the city.
Okay, so if you're Facebook readers, of course, most of us are, I'm having an open house this week. And we've had it before several years ago, you know, just to invite the public in, rather Boyle County, City of Danville, just anybody to come in, see what we do, that we're single stream, how we do it, where it goes, all the good stuff. We are making some changes. I've been working with the city, and their recycling is, their curbside has become a problem. There's so much trash that they're basically being kicked out of different recycling centers. That's just putting it bluntly. Of course, I am a blunt person, but there's no other way to put it. There's too much trash, too much contamination. So I feel that as the director and represent Boyle County, that we should stay together as a whole. That stuff should be in Boyle County. It's our problem as well. I think we're a county. We're just not Danville. We're Boyle County, and I represent Boyle County. Always have. So I went to the city with Republic Services and we sat down, what can we do? We really don't want to do anything drastic yet. So my idea was, you know, we have an open house, you know, Geneva's there. You know, we've had a couple people come through, and of course we do have a lunch break every now and then. Some don't think that, but we do. We are taking it. We have taken several loads from the city. We have rejected a few loads and sent to the landfill, which they were going there anyway. Sorry, Rick. But, and I know that upsets people, but we have worked hard at the recycling center to put our recycling where it's at for the past 6 years, that when I call a broker to sell our stuff, we are not even questioned. They love our product, it's clean, it's good. So this is going to take time. I'm banning glass out of the, for now.
For now.
For now. I'm not saying that we won't ever take it again, but until we can clean it up, get the, you know, all we're doing is sweeping glass, and if that glass ends up in our good recycling and tears up the machine where we send it, then it comes back to us again. There's a lot to know, and a lot of people really don't understand that process until they come see it for themselves. I had a lady yesterday that was appalled that that was what's coming in. She takes the time to clean all of hers, to do all of hers, and she's looking at this. So we don't do hoses. I don't do bathroom toilet paper in the trash can. I don't, I'm just, you don't want me to show the pictures, that's for sure.
It's an education
It's an
process.
education process. Josh has, we have decided that we're going to give it a few weeks, and then we'll either, Republic has the right to pull your bin, or he's going to use his code enforcement, and we're talking about fines. So that's on their code enforcement. So, but I feel that as the director and having a recycling center, that we need to try to make a lot of it's good, but you know, there's and it depends on which section of the city, you know, where you get the most at. So
people have got to be educated on what belongs and doesn't belong in the recycling bin.
That, and then, you know,
household trash does not
household
belong
trash
in the
does not
recycling
belong, and you know, some people sometimes have the mentality that if Trilly has this in her hand and it's trash, as long as she can pitch it somewhere, it's not her problem anymore. And a lot of people just don't think the outcomes or what they're doing to somebody else. So it's just, like I said, it's education. If they got any questions, they can feel free to come by, talk to me, ask.
When is the open house?
It's going on right now, this week.
So the whole week?
The whole
hours?
week. 9 to 3:30, but if you come early, that's fine. If you come late, just call me. I'll even stay.
If you come during lunch, they may not be there.
May or may not.
You know, they do get 30 minutes for lunch, and I apologize if they're gone, you know, we're eating lunch, but.
Yeah.
Lunch from 12 to.
As long as we let them know.
Well, it depends on when they can.
Oh, okay.
You know, they solid work, and sometimes it's 11, 11:30, 11:30, 12. It's just when they get certain things done. There's not an exact time, but.
Well, thank you for your leadership in this, and thank you for caring about
thank
Boyle
you my
County.
employees. They're in a mess, and my employees have worked hard, and they continue working
They
hard.
do.
So
yes, they do.
You know, hopefully they won't. I'm definitely not the director of the year right now. So.
Well, just wanted, you know,
It's early.
educate.
You think they're going to tell Santa Claus not to come visit me? So.
Well, I just wanted to educate the court on what you're doing and what's going on, and it's a new process, and it's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time,
and we'll get there.
We will get there.
Thank
and
you,
I
ma'am.
can't wait till I get moved in the new building.
Moving right along.
Thank you.
Moving right along.
Okay, also in your packet, you have an FYI of the roofs at Constitution Square, just to give you all an idea of the new roofs and what they look like.
Looking great.
They're very nice, yes. Okay, magistrate reports. Magistrate Gay, we will start with you today.
I am good today.
You are good.
I have nothing to report.
Where's your sign?
All
I
right.
may not be good, but I have nothing to report.
Magistrate
He's not on
Ellis.
the naughty list.
Yeah.
Magistrate Ellis, do you have a report?
Yes, thank you. We have had several meetings of the Constitution Square, Birthplace of Kentucky Committee, and the court needs to know that Carolyn Crabtree has an extraordinary, essentially, library of historical data and other information that needs to be transferred. And the judge and I are going to be talking to folks like the Great American Brass Band Festival that is using 2 office spaces, but I understand that we contracted for 1. But we need some space because Carolyn needs to have that moved from her home into a secure place, and hopefully we can get that arranged sometime soon. Secondly, I have just been renamed to the Kentucky Magistrates and Commissioners Association Legislative Committee. There is going to be a great deal of legislation that can affect us. My next agenda item would be 1, and that is the roads. That's why I'm going to the transportation meeting in January, because I am concerned, as I expressed when Roger was up there, about a recent email that I got from the state that could possibly put Perryville Road off for another year, and that's not been the bargain for the last 4 years. Third, or fourth, I guess, Judge, you and I are going to be trying to find out exactly what the intent is from the city with respect to fire hydrants, which will affect Paula, our districts, with regard to the maintenance of those fire hydrants. And I'm very concerned, having talked to city council members of Perryville, that not take place. So that's going to be something that we're going to be talking to the city about. And finally, if you have not been in the past and if you have not signed up for the firefighters dinner and awards banquet tonight, please reconsider. It's well worth going. These are dedicated folks and we have to honor them, and it's just a great evening. So, Judge, that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Magistrate Ellis. Appreciate it. You stay safe. Magistrate Bowden.
Talked with Roger about the road, Pumpkin Run. There's some people complaining that a lot of accidents happen there, and they want to see if we can get a sign up, but it's something we'll have to go through the state to do and to check into. So I've already got that talked about. But this is our biggie thing. If you want to make changes, you've got to have a plan. You think of it, and then you've got to put it down on paper to actually. So we've got a consultant at the Junction City Park, and here's what we hope one day. We know it's our vision. We hope this is what it looks like. This is just the beginning of. We're going to go Thursday. No, let's see. Tonight. Let's see. What is today? 10th? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's tonight. I get all my days. The 10th tonight to the board to try to get this BG1 that we've tried to get for the last 6 months so we could start this process.
It looks nice.
It's really going to be with some pickleballs and all the new little buildings, shelters, and this amphitheater. That's the really big interest from the school system. They say they could expand their educational experience outward. And so we've got lots of big plans, and Junction City Matters is behind this, and we're just pushing forward.
It looks really nice.
It really does. It's really an awesome thing if we, you know, we just keep pushing one step at a time.
That's right.
I've been working on it for 2 years, so we keep going. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Magistrate Harmon.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. I will not be able to be at the next meeting Thursday next week.
Okay.
I get to go to the eye doctor and get a shot in each eye.
I know you'd rather be here.
Such a joy. But wish everyone a Merry Christmas. And we'll look forward to the new year and get started all over.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Magistrate Cullen.
EMS committee met this morning. It was Mike Rogers, Tim, Mike Vanderlee, Mo, Terry, Mark, Paula, myself. We met this morning at 8 a.m. We discussed BCTC MOU, the EMS is going to start offering the ability to help teach the program out there, which would be fantastic. They are also partnering with Jessamine County EMS to do a advanced EMT class. They're finalizing their commercial for the movie theater, for the crisis response unit. Only critique Paul and I had was that their two biggest stars were not in it. And then we had Terry's report from the community outreach. He's getting more and more people that are, I don't want to say excited, but are glad to know that we have this outreach service. It's very hard for them to deal, whether dealing with mental health, suicide attempts, anxiety, alcohol, drug issues, that we have people from our EMS that come out and visit with them and give them resources. So he gave us a very detailed report, some promising news in there, and also some sad news too. But runs for November were 581, which we're down some, but December usually is pretty busy. So you know, if you see them out on the roads or whatever, you know, try to get over for them, let them get to their emergency calls as fast as possible. See them at a restaurant, buy their lunch. And then we also discussed that we will need to increase budget for medicines. Medicines are getting more expensive, as we all know. We've not increased it for several years. So I'll go ahead and submit that as my approval to be approved.
All right.
Or my second. Yeah.
I have a motion by Magistrate Cullen, a second by Magistrate Gay. Any discussion on the EMS committee report? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
I didn't, thank you. The only other thing that I don't know if they got mentioned or not, but hopefully all of us will be there this weekend. Junction City's Christmas parade is this weekend. So on Saturday, well, you got so much things you're trying to do over there, it's understandable, but so
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Love this time of year. There's, huh?
I thought it was 5 o'clock.
They changed it.
They did?
Yep, 6
Come
o'clock.
on, Michael. I expected you to know.
I'm a busy man.
Well, if it's Michael's saying it, they must have changed it. Yeah, so there, I love this time of year. There's always so much going on in town. It's actually hard to try to get to everything. Yeah, so we'll be there for that. I'm looking forward to it. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so that concludes the magistrate's reports. County Attorney.
Yes, I've been speaking with Steve Griffin regarding in January 1st, it's going to be legal for medicinal marijuana, and because of that, we're going to need to modify our employee handbooks accordingly. So I think at the next meeting I've asked for that to be put on the agenda, but yesterday I did a lot of research on medicinal marijuana and how, you know, different states treat that within the workforce, and I've actually even researched our statute, which actually is pretty employer friendly. For example, say that you allow medicinal marijuana, like an employee to use that, you know, and say that the employer feels that they're intoxicated at work. It's basically on the employee to prove that they're not. So, but also within the statute, which is KRS 218B.040, which also will go into effect January 1st, you can have a straight up ban of that altogether in an employee system. So that's just something that you're going to have to look at. There's some plus and minuses to it. I think that one thing would be if, let's say you say, well, everybody in the courthouse, they don't, you know, drive forklifts, they don't drive salt trucks or whatever, then, you know, we're going to allow that. But then we're going to make all these other guys, you know, not be able to use that. I think that's hard, you know, to say one set of employees can and one set of employees cannot. So that's something that the magistrates are going to have to really think about. I put some statistics in my report also. one interesting thing I found was, according to a study report to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, employees who tested positive for marijuana had 55% more industrial accidents, 85% more injuries, and 75% more absenteeism compared to those who tested negative. So that was just interesting facts. But we'll bring that up next Thursday. All right. So at our last meeting of the year. And other than that, shop local. Got 15 days.
Judge, may I add something that Chris is sort of forgetting? Yeah, we're gonna brag. So, remember the dump at Western Sizzlin'? The old Western Sizzlin' site? I've kept it up and we've kept it up, turned it over to Chris, and I did find somebody. It is, county has totally cleaned it up. All the weeds is cut, everything's out of it, so I have released those people from all that other good stuff, but go out there and look at it while you can.
Yeah. The people that own that property are actually out of California, so they don't really have much of a clue what's going on. And if you kind of see it from the road, you don't see a whole lot, because it's right there next to, I think, Guadalajara, that gas station.
Mi Pueblo.
Sorry, Mi Pueblo. It's right there next to that, and so when I went out there myself just to kind of check it out, and I'm like, oh, what's wrong with this? And then when you pull kind of towards the back, and the property actually extends, there's woods, and it goes pretty deep in there, and I found a lot of it's a lot of dumping going on there. Also, I think that in the summertime at least, people are camping out. I mean, I found several signs, like one's like, just passing through, had a sign, where people were asking for money and things like that. And I found another one, I can't remember what it says. But yes, there was a lot of dumping going on there. And
bags full.
So I don't know how much it would take to remove all that, but a lot. And it was just, where's it? Car parts and tires and just...
It was over 10 grand.
Random stuff. And then also I suggested to him, like, you need to put up some kind of like fencing or whatever, because if you look, every time I go by there's like a semi truck parked there, just sitting there. So the people were really nice to work with.
Have they secured it? Because that's going to be it's going to be a continued problem if they don't put some
There
barricade.
is rope up there and has no parking. Whether somebody will help them enforce it, is beyond me, but right now there's a rope in Kansas that says no parking and all that good stuff.
At least they've taken steps.
But it is clean.
It's not going to be hard to cut the rope, but
The
at
brush
least
looks real well, they cut the brush out, so.
And I think that talking to Angie behind that, what's it called, Bell, the outlet place.
Oh, yeah, I FaceTimed them.
Bill's, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of junk behind there too, so that'll be our next.
Oh yeah, Bill's is next. Bill's has become a homeless campground.
All right, thank you very much.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Julie?
I have nothing else.
Okay, I will close this out. First thing I want us to remember, Magistrate Sleeper, he is not with us today. He tested positive for COVID, and he did not want to share that with anyone on the court, so he opted, yes, thank goodness, he opted to stay home, but just remember him in your thoughts and prayers. The VFW City County lunch will be tomorrow at the showroom from 11 to 1. So anybody that can, go out and support that. It's a great meal, and we appreciate them doing that. Then on Thursday, the courthouse, which will be all of the employees, county, state, however you're classified, we'll have the Christmas luncheon at the showroom from 11:30 to 1:30. Morning Point grand opening is Thursday afternoon from 4 to 7, and I know that's something that Magistrate Sleeper has spoken about at a previous meeting, and he has lots of connections at Morning Point, so anybody that can attend the grand opening, it starts at 4, and I think they'll have a little program. I believe the mayor is speaking, and some other people there on the program list. Also, I have been asked to serve on the Kentucky County Judge Executive Association Legislative Committee, and we will be having our first Zoom meeting on Thursday at 2. So we'll see what's coming up and what the county judges are. I'm sure jails will be a priority, but we'll see what else comes up. And then just a reminder that our next meeting has been rescheduled to Thursday, December the 19th, which is essentially 1 week from this Thursday. So other than that, wish everyone a great day and ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Magistrate Gay, second.
Second.
Magistrate Ellis, or Magistrate Ellis. Magistrate Cullen.
They do get confused a lot for each other.
Well, he was right above you, and I happened to glance up.
I felt his pressure all day.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Have a great day.
That was a good.
He's looking over your shoulder.
Shame for you.